No. So, we're together for like 2.5 years. Really love this girl. We did long distance, all that great stuff.
Look at it, a year and a half, I had a lot of time invested, into this relationship.
Times.
Yeah.
And he said the more they broke up and fought, the less meaning the relationship had.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And recently, Riley, I know you went through a breakup.
Oh my God. Right on the rip.
You went through a breakup about 8 months ago.
Oh.
I know you've had some difficulty when it comes to dealing with that. And I guess the question I have for you, how do you not lose yourself when it comes to going through something like that? Because I know you're with this girl for a long time. She became a part of your life. You obviously saw her a lot. So break that down.
Oh, right on the spot, huh? No. So about 8 months ago, I got dumped.
Same.
No. So, we're together for like 2.5 years. Really love this girl. We did long distance, all that great stuff. And then just one morning, we ended everything. I couldn't really do anything to stop it. Anything I tried, nothing. And then 2 days later, blocked on everything. Sucks, but a couple weeks after, just got really, I guess, down on myself, and really just had to bring myself back up.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
No, that's great. And how was the support when it came to going through that? Did you go to your parents? Was it your friends?
Definitely, I would say my mom. My mom helped me a lot.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the same thing for me. It's funny. That seems to be very common when I talk to my friends about breakups. Seems they go to their mother. And I don't know why, if it's because she's a woman, and obviously you dated a woman, if you feel like that's not the safest but the most comfortable person to go to. I feel like if you were to go to a father figure, it's a little bit more difficult to be vulnerable and emotional.
Definitely.
Just because especially our fathers, I feel like they're all very similar when it comes to, masculine and pick yourself back up. But sometimes you need that more feminine way of thinking, of just realizing you're not okay and, you're going through some stuff, obviously.
Yo, Kareem.
How about you, Kareem?
Yeah, Kareem.
Me?
This is a very
very
prominent subject.
fresh wound.
Yeah.
Very fresh wound.
Opening them up.
Yeah, like it ended, like I was in a relationship for around a year and a half. It was on and off. Really, it was really messy. I'm not gonna lie, really, really messy. But about a couple weeks ago, like the way it ended, it was not the best, not how I wanted to. The whole relationship, could have worked out a lot better. I wish I did. It was strong at first, but signs started creeping out slowly. You know how it is, and a lot of like lying and this and that, and I really I couldn't put up with it for much more. Even though like she did, I wake up the next day. So I fall asleep on the phone or whatever, and wake up the next day, and I get the text saying, can't do this anymore. But I looked at it as like, what could I do?
Yeah.
Then ends up, flying to Florida, flying out to Fort Lauderdale. But looking back at it, a year and a half, I had a lot of time invested, into this relationship, and I was. The amount of times we've broken up, it was just like I knew it wasn't good for me. I knew at some point, I had to end. And especially like when I was not with her, because you'll notice when you're with someone, you'll see that you're really blindsided by your views of the person. So when I was like stepping away, go back home, do this and that, be driving like on the way back from school, I would think about, this is just not good for me, and a lot of people, probably relate to that. You'll understand, what is not good for you, what's going to better your life, the energy that you need around you. And I started slowly realizing that. So in the end, things happen, but they happen for a reason.
Yeah,
most definitely.
I remember when I had Spencer on here, he talked about how him and his ex broke up like 20 times.
Yeah.
And he said the more they broke up and fought, the less meaning the relationship had.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And he said, okay, you're breaking up with me, I'll see you next week. It's just kind of like the reoccurring pattern.
Yeah.
So I guess, would you agree with him that, there's a lot of people out there that break up and then get back together and then break up and get back together. Would you say that definitely reduces the quality and the respect of a relationship?
Oh, absolutely. You know, you're going back to, if it's not going to work out the first time, it was never meant to work out at all. You know what I mean? So if you keep going and, you know, repeating the same thing, you're going in this relationship 20 times, you know, and getting back together and doing this, but the same thing keeps happening over, you know.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not worth your time, your energy. You know, you're better off investing your time into something you actually enjoy, you know, investing into something that's going to benefit your lifestyle and do all that stuff.
Yeah. And Riley, you're obviously on the polar opposite. How do you kind of view that coming from, okay, as soon as you utter the words, it's over and I'm blocked 3 days later? Do you kind of like the way that yours kind of happened? Obviously, you don't want to be broken up at all.
Yeah.
But, you know, where do you stand on that? Because you have a different view.
Yeah, so my way's a little different. You know, being blocked, it's like they completely remove you out of your life. In my relationship, I the way it ended, I didn't really get the closure I wanted. Like I still didn't really understand the real reason, and that bothered me for months after. That really held me down. But you know, having a good support system, you know, friends, family, they told me that, you know, I'm blocked on everything. Like she does not want to talk to me. She wants nothing to do with me. That speaks in itself alone. Like nothing, she wants nothing to do with me. She does not care about me. And like if she feels that way, there's no chance of getting back together. Like there's no good reason if she were to come back. Like I can't do that again.
You never beg, you know, never just, you got to do your own thing and let time take its course.
You also want to respect yourself, and someone who obviously put you through that and completely walked out of your life that quickly is obviously not your person.
It's crazy. It's just, I don't want to call her an evil person, but like, it's just
how it happens. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you made a
scary.
great point. It's like you make all these memories and you think things are going well. And then 3 days later, you're strangers.
Yeah.
It's
Crazy.
Yeah. And this isn't all women, but I think it's a little bit more common when it comes to the female side of things, when it comes to switching on a dime. Men obviously have their problems too, as we all do as genders. And we obviously are super divided when it comes to male and females. I don't think we've ever disagreed or hated each other even any more than we have currently. And that's where you kind of have to protect yourself, is realizing, you know, my brother told me this. He had a girlfriend for a long time. She left him for his best friend. He's like, when you hear someone say that they love you or they care about you, or they're mad, you got to think about the for now. Like, I love you for now. I'm mad at you for now. It's all very, very temporary. There's like I'm sure you've had conversations with both your guys' girlfriends, I had, or your ex-girlfriends as well as mine. Like, oh, we're gonna get married. I can't wait to spend the rest of your life.
It's literally like all the time,
and now
bro.
it's like, I never want to see that person again.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it's very important for those of you who are in relationships, realize that I don't want to say that it's going to end, but it's going to end no matter what, through death or through a breakup. So realize everything on this earth is very temporary, and you need to protect yourself, which is something I didn't do, because when I got broken up with, I lost myself completely. I didn't really know what I was doing or why I was doing anything at that point, just because everything I was doing was for this person. And when they had left my life, I was like, okay, I just did I spent 3 years doing, you know, whatever this person wanted to, and now I'm all on my own. How do I kind of bring that energy back to me? Yeah. And you made a great point. It's support and friend groups. Like, I've never had more time on my hands to put into my friendships, hanging out with my brothers, my sisters, my mother, my father. And that's a blessing. I think is one thing good that comes from breakups is the amount of time you get back to yourself.
Absolutely.
And you know, to your point, when you're with that person every day, you're not really thinking about how it isn't good for you, but you can reflect on when it obviously ends. And when it first ends, I don't know if you guys had this, it's like a highlight reel. Like, you think of all the good times.
Yeah, you're blindsided by everything.
You completely are blindsided. And Riley was talking about this, how there really is two ways to kind of get through a breakup. There may be more, but I think, you know, from a broad perspective, you have exposure therapy, which is, okay, she blocked you on everything, so you can't really see a lot of her stuff. But I know there's many people who don't want to see the guy that she's dating, or that she's going out to bars, or that she's posting stuff on Instagram to, like, quote unquote, get back on you. Yeah. And over time, you realize that if you avoid that stuff, like, you can do that, but I think it's better just kind of expose yourself to it, because you don't want to, even like you heard something the other day that kind of hurt you, but now it hurts a little less, obviously, days later. So when you're exposed to things that you know will upset you over time, it's funny how it works. You're going to be like, wow, I'm completely not bothered by this at all. Yeah. And I guess the second way is no contact, which is, you know, it sounds simple. Obviously, don't talk to the person, but I think no contact goes further, which what I mean by that is into your mind. So not thinking about that person, not reminiscing on the good memories, not being upset that it ended. You need to almost treat them like they're not on this earth anymore. Obviously, you know, they're alive and everything, but you wanna make sure that they're strangers in your mind.
Yeah.
And you don't ever want to get held back. So I guess my question to you guys is how was your kind of protocol? Was it exposure therapy? Was it no contact? Was it a little bit of a mix of both?
So for me specifically, like in my past relationships, especially, like I never really cut full contact off with people. Like I'll do a lot of things to like better myself. And at the end of the day, I see a post, it's not really like affecting me that much. You hear information here and there because like for me, my girlfriend at the time had a twin sister, so I would talk to her and this and that. But I ended up not being the best talking to her twin sister, and so what ended up happening is I don't really talk to him anymore.
Yeah.
But I can still see maybe a post here on Instagram, just this and that. But like people telling me this and that, like, but in the reality of things, like I never really was the person to just cut people out of my life completely, because at the end of the day, for me, even if it was really bad for me, I never thought of someone just being completely cut out of my life as the best option, because it's just not who I was, like not how I was raised, even someone could hurt me, this and that, but like I'm always want to just kind of have how do I say it? Like just have that person in my life, not in like that way, just see from the sidelines kind of thing.
Okay, yeah. So it doesn't bother you that people are telling you things or you see posts like
it doesn't bother me because the damage is already done. You know what I mean? Like we're over. I don't want to talk to her, this and that, but like I would be okay with just letting it be. Like I don't need to block her on this, block her on that, and completely like whatever. They're not blocked on my messenger.
Yeah.
Like they can.
No, that's
text
super
me
mature. And
yeah.
even people who do that end up unblocking them and sending some drunk text.
Yeah,
And blowing the thing up.
That's definitely not me.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No, that's good. Ellen Riley, from your perspective, how are you kind of going about it? Is it the kind of, because you still talk about her, obviously, as we're doing that right now.
Whoa. I'm getting better. I'm getting better.
Yeah.
No, I like have mixed feelings on no contact, and that's coming from a guy who's been crushed by no contact. But the majority of me feels like it's kind of cowardly, like to completely remove that person who's cared about you for so long out of your life. Like I there's no one in my life who I would just remove like that and like try to ignore them, because like especially with someone who I care about, like I hate to say it, like I still have feelings in a way, like I care about her. Like if something were to happen, I'd still be crushed.
Upset, yeah.
Like even
You're
though
human,
yeah. And then like also part of me, like I could see like for herself, like if she needs that to get away from me to better herself, that makes sense. But like again, like that reassurance, that closure would have been nice to get from her. No, going into like moving forward with that, I think just going out of your comfort zone. Like I would have never came here if we broke up. Like in that relationship, I was either working or with her. It was one of the two things. I still continued to work. I got a good job, but I don't have time with her. So I have a little bit of free time when I'm not working. So I decided, travel more. I went to New York a couple months ago. I haven't really been to the city at all. Went to Florida with my family. That was very fun. And then, came here. This is an awesome trip. You guys should do it if you know Jack Griff. Just saying. No, but like just getting out of the comfort zone, trying things you don't usually do. I started a podcast with my mother. That's huge. The Mama's Boy podcast. I got to promote it. But yeah, just really doing things, kind of having like that.
Oh, I can
like
relate.
that fuck it mentality.
Yeah, I can
like,
relate so
just
heavily to that. Like I was investing like weeks. Like I would stay over or spend weeks on end at her house. Investing all this time. And then, I couldn't come out here. Like, I couldn't come to Arizona. I can't go to, like, Florida and this. And, like, so having that, step back from that relationship, now look what I did. Like, 2 weeks later, I'm
You're
here
in Arizona,
Exactly.
Having good laughs with your friends.
Exactly, yeah. So I definitely, invested my time into better things, but also like a lot of it, negatively affected my time. So I was, trying. I feel like I told you guys before. I wanted to be a lawyer. Like it's always been my dream to be a lawyer. So I was planning to take the LSAT, and I think it's a couple days from now, honestly. So I had to, call and cancel it. I was so invested mentally with, fixing things with this girl and consuming all my time. I had no energy to put into what really matters, which is my future. So, right now, I'm just making content. I'm maybe hopefully, find a job soon, and just keep building off what I have. Just investing what I got.
That's super mature, and that's one thing I wish I did. I've had 2 girlfriends in my entire life. Took up 6 years of my time. I wish I had taken those 7 years and like kind of built my life, and then gone out and kind of find a relationship.
Yeah.
I find it very hard to do, as you say. Like if you want to become a lawyer and you're also balancing a girlfriend and fixing the relationship, and obviously you're spending a lot of time with her, you don't have that time to yourself to kind of build the life that you want. And a lot of people say that they want to find a girlfriend and then build a life, and I think that's completely backwards. Yeah. I think you need to do what you need to get done first, and then welcome someone into your life.
Oh, yeah, that's really good. I can even build off on that too. Like, especially when you see people, you're right. You see them chasing girls, and this and that, wasting their time, But the right girl, you will never need to be chased. That's just a fact. Like you build on your life, you level up yourself, you go to the gym, you make content like you're doing, right? You do things that are genuinely just bettering your life. Then the right girl will find you. That is, I stand by that completely. Like chasing is just useless in today's society. A woman will be more attracted to you leveling up your life and building yourself as a person than you just chasing them and trying to get their numbers and this and So, other than that, especially, I'm taking my time for myself, and I know you guys too. We all had rough relationships, but
we're all single.
Yeah,
all very single, very single.
Just taking that time for yourself. That right woman will fall into your life. Like you will 100% find that.
Yeah, I think you hit a great point on attraction and what attracts women. I think a woman would 100% be more attracted to someone who's building themselves and chasing their own goals rather than girls or them.
Yeah.
I feel like it's common to think that the girl you're with wants you to spend all your time with her. And she may think that she wants you to be with her all the time and to always be hanging out with you, but I just find it way more attractive if you're building your own things and you're obviously making time for her, but first is, you need to get this done and then I'm going to hang out with you.
Absolutely.
I think there's nothing better than that.
Yeah. And I mean, if you can find a girl like that, she's going to love you for you. You're not going to need to change anything about yourself. And that's very important.
Absolutely. Find someone that like betters your life. Yeah. Find someone that pushes you, like, find a girl that likes hiking, that does stuff that's that
shout out Bree.
that does things that actually improve your life in a better way, and not waste your time doing just like pointless stuff. There's a lot more things you could be doing your time in a relationship that can benefit your relationship.
What would you guys tell younger men? We're obviously young still, we're early 20s, but men in high school who feel kind of doomed when it comes to finding a partner. They feel like everything out there is like there's no one genuine, there's no one loyal, everyone's kind of
absolutely. You want me to go
just
first?
running around.
You go first.
You guys are making great points on the kind of woman that you want to attract, and I guess how would you go about telling someone that there are women like that out there?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you one thing: social media ruined romance, and that is 100% a fact. So all you younger kids out there, step away from that stuff, like enjoy life for what it is. And, there is 100% a woman out there that is for you. Like I know one of my friends back at school, shout out Andrew. But, he's doing his own thing and, he's, scared of, trying to find the right woman for him in today's society, especially around social media. So, it's you just take it one step at a time. You will find that person. There's 6 billion people in this world. Probably like 3 billion girls. You will find that person no matter what, and that person will find you. And like we said before, bettering your life. That person will find
to attract those kinds of people.
You can't let that social media just rot your brain of how you perceive woman, and especially with all the stuff that's in today's society, you know, you'll 100% find that one. So.
No, I agree. No, I truly think that the person that you're meant to be with, you'll end up with. Like,
Mhm.
I'm trying to think of the saying. Like my mom told me. Well, she told me if it was meant to be, it was meant to be with the ex. But like, I don't want to rely on that because I feel with time, it will tell if it's meant to be with your ex. And moving forward with like another person, I do truly believe, yeah, like if there is someone out there for you,
Yeah.
you'll find your way towards them,
like
or they'll
absolutely.
find their
Yeah.
way towards you.
Yeah, and like not all exes are terrible. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no,
Like,
I agree.
There's some people that
Well, except
actually
for ours. But,
No.
chill.
There's there's some relationships that ended up breaking up, but like they actually use that time to
better themselves. Yeah,
and
exactly.
then come back together.
Yeah, stronger.
You hear it
Yeah.
like growth,
Yeah.
but growth is a real thing. People actually
Yeah.
grow apart and then they'll come back together stronger. But that doesn't mean every
Yeah,
relationship.
exactly.
There is only some out there, and I've
Yes.
seen like people take years off of breaking up with one another to get back together,
Find
and
each other.
it does work. You see, but it's just a matter of time.
Don't force anything too.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely
what I
don't
heard.
force
Don't
anything.
force it. Like if you're not ready for something, just live your life, do what you want to do, and then the right girl will come
Yeah.
or the right person.
And then what would you guys tell someone who is kind of in that very early stages of the breakup and they're lost and they're not able to do mundane things, like they're not able to sleep, they're not able to eat, they're not really talking to their friends.
Oh.
And you get the typical time heals all with time. What would you tell someone that's really just down on themselves right now and lost? What's one thing that really helped you guys?
I'll go. I was that person that like the first week I didn't eat. I didn't want to do anything. I was a lazy butt. Actually, the morning we broke up, it was Labor Day, or is that September 1st? Labor Day? Yeah, it was Labor Day, and I worked the next day. I texted my boss. I'm like, I just don't want to go to work tomorrow. But my boss texted me like, hey, like you can do what you want, but I think it's smart for you to come in because if I didn't go to work that next day, I would have been at home sitting about her, thinking about her, all that stuff. I do believe that like you can be sad. You should be like, of course you're gonna be sad. You're human. I heard a thing. I think Matthew McConaughey said it. He's like, his mother told him when he broke up, you can be sad for the day, but the next day it's grind time. It's go time. Like no more being sad. It's just one step ahead further. Just try to improve. Try to get through it, and then eventually you're gonna be a-okay. If you do that, you're gonna be fine.
I love that.
For me, it was more of like it ended really, really rough, and at a point where, like I've said before, like I was at a point where we broken up so many times. Like I was at the point where I didn't really care, and I was learning all this new information. She was hiding from me when she decided to make the excuse of breaking or just splitting things off. Where I decided I wanted to just better myself. Like it does take time, and a lot of you guys will have more relationships that are a lot rougher than I did, because I already felt the pain earlier in the relationship. I felt everything, and just having that split off, it was kind of I hate to say it, it was kind of a breath of fresh air. I got to do whatever I wanted, but it's just time literally heals anything. You have some like family member that passes away, you have your girlfriend, your boyfriend breaks up with you, but it's just time. You got to give it time, and it could suck at first, but with time, you'll be fine.
That's beautiful. It's funny you said that you didn't want to go to work. The day after I got broken up with, I didn't go to work.
Oh, dude, what are you doing?
It was the horrible decision. Because I just sat there thinking about it all day, obviously. And another thing I want to talk about is feeling the intensity of emotions. So when it comes to your guys' breakups, did you feel them? You mentioned how you felt it at first, obviously, because you guys had broken up so many times. But really, when it came to you, did you feel like you felt it really intensely at first, and that helped you get over it quicker? Or because I know the other way is obviously not feeling intensity and kind of hanging out with friends more, or sadly drinking more, which I know you didn't do, but people like to do, is kind of delay those feelings, which comes back to bite you in the ass. Is some of our friends are still dealing with relationship problems that then they've broken up years ago, and they're still feeling the repercussions of that because they don't feel the emotions at first. So Riley, what would you tell someone that is feeling them very intensely, very fastly? Would you say that's a good thing?
I mean, you gotta let it out. I think at first, for me, like I cried. I'm gonna be honest. I cried a lot. That first week, it was rough. What I found that helped me was I would write down notes, the emotions I was feeling, and then the gym really helped me. I would go work out if I was feeling sad. And then work. I'm telling you, just keep yourself distracted. It helps. Like whether it's with work, picking up a new hobby, sports, anything.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's okay to feel those emotions at first, and I think the more you let it out at first, the less you're gonna feel it down the line. And then, especially if you're doing something that's improving yourself, so like the gym, for example, just like hitting a PR or something, like getting 6-pack or something, getting bigger arms. I don't know, whatever it is, just something that improves yourself. You can look back and be like, okay, it's not too bad. I'm improving myself. And it's just going to help you down the line.
I just 100% speak on that. I would say this too. Girls can handle the end of a relationship a lot better than guys can. And for anyone out there, like, you want to experience all those emotions from the start, from the get-go. You want to experience all the hurt, all of that, because you will truly be one with yourself. You will learn to love yourself more than anything, like, ever on this planet. So... a girl would, break up with you and do like the most,
just malicious
stuff.
stuff.
Malicious stuff to like, to cover you up, to, kick dirt over the situation. But for a guy, you sit down, you think, because you don't have, as a guy, you don't, unless you're a model. But,
it's not the same opportunity.
Yeah, you don't have a million people blowing up your DMs like a girl can have. You don't have all those opportunities, to, go out and just you just want to be true to yourself. And at the end of the day, you sit there in your emotions and you think you will be better in the long run than she will, because she will be doing all this stuff to distract yourself. But in the long run, all those feelings are going to hit her like a train.
I agree with that 100%. They talk about that all the time, how girls win game one, quote unquote game one after the breakup, just because of the opportunities they have. And I would really push both parties to not do that, because, like you said, men can also go instantly hop into another relationship and can also hook up with someone else right away. And I think that speaks colors. It's the truest thing. It's as old as time. Everyone's true colors show when shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
I feel like I showed myself after the breakup, and my ex showed herself after the breakup. And your blinders are on, obviously. And when shit hits the fan, you're like, okay, this definitely wasn't my person. And my brother really helped me with this, because he explained to me that you don't want to marry someone who would just leave you on a random Thursday out of nowhere. Because Riley and I were talking about this. I feel bad for people who go through breakups, but divorce is, oh my gosh.
So much more kids, house, belongings.
It's ridiculous. So 8 out of 10 people will get married in their lifetime. It's about 80% of people get married. And about, I think it's like 56% of them will get divorced. So marriage is a coin flip on whether you get divorced or not. And I personally think it's higher than that, because I know there's certain families that just don't get a divorce, but obviously they're not divorced on paper because they don't want to lose half their shit, but they're obviously should be. And I guess you guys hearing that statistic, as we're all 22 sitting here. Riley recently 22. Happy birthday, Riley.
Thank you.
What would you tell someone that is kind of scared about to get married? It's because I think we're the least dating, the least likely to get married, the least generation having babies, like all the things that, you think about America and the family nucleus, like that's not really prevalent right now. So would you warn someone against marriage, or do you believe, against all odds, you still should get married, even though it is a coin flip whether you get divorced or not?
Dude, I don't. What do you? I'm like, because our generation is fucked. I can't lie. Like, it's
social
terrible.
media, bro. Social media. You're seeing everything online and this, but at the end of the day, marriage is, my parents, they've been together for 23 years. Like, my mom married my dad, and they've been, happy forever.
We wouldn't be here without it.
Yeah. Literally. But, like, you know, marriage is a beautiful thing. You're sharing so much with another person. You shouldn't be scared of that. You shouldn't. And, you know, you'll have these relationships of, you know, breaking up with someone, being with someone for 2 years, but you'll find the right one. It's just a matter of time, you know? And when you find the right one, you know, your marriage could be great, you know? Even if it's a coin flip, you said it's like a 53% chance.
Yeah.
Insane.
But, you know,
it's high.
you could be that 53%, you know? Just
So do you think it's even more beautiful that the divorce rate is that high? For you to say, I still want to try. I still want to try and find my person.
absolutely, because everybody, you know, you're on this planet. You're kind of, you know, you're building your like legacy. Dude. Like you want to have kids. Like
Family,
who doesn't
people
want to
to
have
talk about
kids?
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
who
agreed.
doesn't want? Who doesn't want that? So, you know, I would strive to be that 53%. You know, I want a loving family. I want, you know, I want you guys to show up to my my wedding.
Yeah.
we fuck shit up. But yeah, like, you know, never be scared of that. Like, I mean, even in today's society, you know, you see all social media, you know, it can ruin things, but there's not everybody's like that. You know,
Agreed.
you can always find the person that is meant for you.
What about you, Riley?
I do feel like, I don't want to say like put your life on autopilot, but like I think the right person will fall into your life if you don't force anything. Like you'll, I don't want to say you'll know, but I guess you'll know. If you know it's the right person, I think, yeah, marriage is a beautiful thing. I agree.
Yeah.
But
What's a trait that you guys think is paramount where both parties need, whether it be communication, whether it be relentlessness on not giving up on each other? Where do you kind of stand if you guys could have different answers?
I
I think that'd be
we
really
got-
helpful.
Yeah, I would 100% say it's respect in your relationship,
okay.
because, you know, I don't know. You say, oh
Shoot. Oh, shoot.
a little malfunction there. But say you have a relationship and say you get cheated on, right? And you end up going back to that person. You think that that person's gonna have less or more respect for you? It's an obvious answer, right?
Much less.
Yeah. So what makes you think they won't do it again, right? So respect is a big thing for me. Like, I wish I did that sooner. Like in my relationship, it was a mess, right? And I look back at it and I'm like, if I just, you know, respected not only, you know, myself, that maybe that relationship could have, you know, ended a lot sooner, you know?
Yeah, and you would have had more freedom. Yeah.
But, you know, it's just, you know, you could build something great with a person, and, you know, respect is built off a lot of things for both sides. You know, you don't want that person to go out, okay? Like,
Yeah.
you know, they should be focusing
Yeah.
a lot of time on you,
Yeah.
right? You should be the number one priority, not going out and, you know, doing all these things that are just like, not necessary.
Yeah, don't be in a relationship if that's where your
Yeah,
priorities are.
yeah.
I like that.
So,
I'm gonna say two because like my first one's kind of similar to you.
Mhm.
I would say loyalty. I mean, it's kind of the same as respect. Loyalty. I mean, from what I think, I'm still questioning my ex relationship to this day, but I have to say from what I think, again, I'm gonna say this again. We were very loyal to each other. We did distance, and just having that loyalty, that trust in the moment, during the relationship, it was nice. It was like it was a nice blanket. I felt comfortable. I didn't have to worry about that. The other thing is communication.
mhm.
Like that's super important. If there's something
So
up,
important. Yeah.
if there's something up with you, if you talk about it with that person you're with, if they really truly care about you, they will do whatever it takes to fix it.
Yeah.
And I feel like in my relationship, if there was something up and if it was communicated, I would have done anything.
Mhm.
And I bet you guys can relate as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. Loyalty is huge.
Yeah.
Loyalty is absolutely huge, and everyone should find someone that is loyal.
Yeah.
The second they are not loyal, you're gone.
Yeah.
Absolutely, just gone. Don't take any disrespect, nothing like that. You should be like the prize at the end of the day, and that can go for girls and boys. You know, you should be the person that they want to be around. You know, loyalties. You know, it doesn't even have to be, you know, physical, like, you know, cheating, but like
Yeah.
loyal to you as a person. They
Yeah.
want to build you.
Yeah.
So that's huge.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
How about you, Griff?
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah.
A trait.
Do something different to make it
Yeah,
interesting.
I would say this isn't a trait, but it's a little different. I would say how well you guys can suffer together.
That's
When two people have a great time together and they're always having fun. And one of my best friends had this kind of relationship. Like they never argued. It was a beautiful relationship.
That's awesome.
They were slow dancing in the basement. They were going on all these dates, and then, you know, their first argument came up and they ended right away because they didn't know how to argue at all.
Yeah.
And arguing with your significant other is obviously a form of suffering. You know, you don't want to argue with them, but you have to. How well can you guys get through the fights and life and everything that life throws at you? I think about my ex, and obviously our parents are going to leave this earth. I couldn't see her being that person that I could go to when my parents pass away, just because we didn't click when it came to that emotional maturity level. We really did not suffer well together at all. Every fight that we had, it was almost like a competition. Like we were keeping score, like you did this, but remember when you did this, or you forgot this. And I felt like that was very immature and it wasn't the right relationship for me. So my next relationship, I'm going to look for that. I'm not going to look for who's the most fun and who am I always laughing and smiling with. Obviously I want that, but also who can I suffer with? Who can I know that I can go through things and they're going to be with me on the other side? And the past relationship showed me that's something I needed, which I'm super grateful for. And I don't think I would have came to that conclusion if I had not gone through that.
Yeah.
No, I think that's really important because, you know, you guys go through those like rough moments. It's life. Like, I don't think there's a single relationship out there that's over, I'll say like 3 years. They don't have an argument. It's like
It's
impossible.
huge. Yeah,
It's life. It just happens.
Yep.
But it's the ones that come out of it in the end that they both better themselves.
Like
That-
you
that
think
lasts.
about if you're with someone and you lose your job, is that person still gonna be with you?
Yeah.
Or they're gonna hop on social media to
Exactly.
see a reel. If your man has no job and he's fired,
Yeah.
you need to leave him. You know, you can
Yeah.
find a different man. And that's the kind of stuff that is being fed. And I think that's the most detrimenting thing is the perspectives are all skewed. Like we're seeing stuff about if your girlfriend's doing this, then you need to leave her. If your man isn't doing this for you, then you need to leave him. If he's not flying you out to Bali every month for a vacation, it's like, oh yeah, no, I do want that. I want that kind of man. It's like, that is all so misconstrued.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like glorified.
exactly. It's super glorified. And you, like, people think that you want that stuff, but you don't. You want, who's going to greet you when you get home from work? Who do you want to have a baby with? Who do you want to maybe adopt a dog? Like these, if you get those small mundane things right, I think those are much more important. Because you think about the broad scale of life, vacation and having fun is so small.
Yeah.
And there's probably more suffering in life than fun, which I think sucks, but it's just kind of how it is. Because I don't know, I've had great times recently, but like the heartbreak was huge. Like it took months out of my life.
Yeah, man.
Or when someone passes away, you know, it takes a long time to get over that. And just coming to that conclusion and thinking, okay, I want to get the smaller things right. I don't just want to have fun and be happy. I want to get it right across the board.
Yeah, I could say you made so many like good points there. You know, it really is who's gonna be there for you at the end of the day.
Who can you suffer with?
Who can you suffer? I mean, with my past relationship, I mean, I probably suffered in the bad way.
Yeah, no, I get that. But if something were to happen to you,
like
would they have made it easier or harder? And if they make it harder, that's not your person. I know that. If your dog dies and like they're barely there for you, or they're like, oh, like get over it. It's like, fuck you. Like, fuck you. You should not be with that person. You want someone that's gonna sit there and listen.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people don't think about that. They think about sunshine and rainbows. They don't think when the fucking sea gets stormy, if they're gonna be there or not.
It should be a lot of, you know, because there's a lot of one-sided relationships too. I don't know if you guys know about that. Like a girl would be talking a lot about her life rather than yours. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So so you'll have, you know, the relationship where she's just, you know, talking about whatever she has going on, but you know, she never stops to ask you what you're doing.
Yeah.
Well, how are you doing? You know, and you know, you get consumed by that. You'll just think that's normal at some point.
That's when you lose yourself.
That's when you completely lose
Become
yourself.
like numb.
You don't care because nothing matters more than that person's attention.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is awful, but
No, it's wicked true. Wow.
Yeah.
Great points. We probably got to get Riley to the airport, right?
Well, I want one good question. One more good question.
One more good question?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can do one more good one.
So,
They can hold the plane for
okay,
us.
yeah, they'll hold the plane.
Yeah.
So,
it's a private plane anyway, so we're good. We're famous.
I want someone watching this that feels like they don't know what they want to do when it comes to go to school or join the workforce or maybe just take a break. You guys and both, you know, of you taking different paths, and I obviously took a different path. I've almost dropped out of college, and here I am graduating in a month. What would you tell someone who feels that way, and they're in that gray area of what do I do?
I'm huge into that. Like because, you know, I was going to take my LSAT. I ended up investing my time elsewhere, but you know, I was terrified because it is my dream. It's what I want to do. I want to become a lawyer so badly. But, you know, 12, 16, what was it, 16-ish years of school, back to back to back, it can like just wear on you. You know, you have every right to take a break. And if you're in your 20s are your most important years of your life. This is where you make or break yourself. So you could take, you know, your time, invest it into a hobby. You know, what I'm doing content creation. Like I told my parents, you know, they were, and I love you, mom and dad, but because, you know, they know everything going on in my life. Yeah. And, you know, they said, if you want to step away from taking the LSAT in a couple days, you know, do it. It's fine. You know, take your time for yourself, do what you want to do. And, you know, they're fully supporting, you know, my content creation. And I absolutely like love them for that. You know, like there's nothing better than, you know, doing stuff that you actually genuinely enjoy. Like
that's beautiful.
Yeah, no, I love that. Yeah, like I was kind of in the same boat. I dropped out my freshman year. I wanted to be a weatherman. That didn't end up happening. My parents told me as long as I was either working or in school, I can, you know, still live at the house. I can still be fine. Yeah. So, you know, I continue to work. You know, I've been through multiple different, I guess, career paths, you know, pickleball, golf industry, all that stuff. You know, I'm in the landscaping business now. But, you know, finding something that you truly like, I think is, like they say, what is it? If you find something you truly like, you don't have to work a day in your life.
Oh, that's so true.
I think if you do something like that, you know, you can really find it. No, but like right now, I'm working, and you know, I'm doing this again. Like we're all content creators here. We're the three content creators. No, you know, content creating. I love doing that. Landscaping. I don't mind doing it. I mean, I like it. It's interesting. I can do it. But you know, just finding the balance and stuff of, you know, working. Obviously, you need money to survive, but also, you know, finding something you like. And you know, we're young, so we have the time where we don't necessarily need to figure it out. I mean, like we kind of do need to figure out what we want to do long term, but we still have that time, like
to experiment. And,
exactly, figure it out, and kind of like experiment it.
What do you think?
Yeah,
those are hard to follow up on.
Yeah, kind of.
What would I tell someone that feels lost? I would say always have some sort of destination in mind. I feel like, you know, it's talked about all the time. You can do a million things and go nowhere, right? You need some sort of direction, I find. If you're, you know, you could be doing a whole lot and not getting anything done, especially nowadays when it comes to distractions. So like I knew I went to college. I thought I wanted to get into finance. Then I worked, you know, for residential pool construction. I was like, okay, I like construction. What can I do with this knowledge? I'm in school, I like construction. Okay, when I go into construction management, I wanted to drop out. I took a semester off. I got a construction management internship, right? There's certain things you can do when you are lost, you don't know what you necessarily want to do, but can help you figure that out. Like you said, experiment. Like you said, you can take the time and figure out, okay, I did 16 years of school. Why not take a little break? Yeah. But I think it's paramount. Like you said, it's your dream. Like you're recognizing that. And like you said, you've tried multiple career industries and you like landscaping. You don't love it, but at least you're working, you know? It's not doing anything. So number one, obviously do something. Yeah. Don't ever just sit there and be like, okay, I fucked up. I don't know what I want to do. I'm gonna sit here. Like reminiscing and just self-loathing will not get you anywhere. So I would say just get the ball rolling in some sort of direction. Yeah. And also builds confidence. Like when I took the semester off, I had a lot of people asking me why I did that and it doesn't make sense. And you know, you should be at school. Why are you home? Like I got that every time I was out in Connecticut. I was like, oh, did I make the right decision? And looking back, I think I made the right decision because that's what I needed to do at that time. You know, you went to school and that's not the right path for you. And you recognize that. Yeah. How many people do 4 years of school, come out and just stuck it out and were miserable for 4 years? Yeah. I respect the man more who says this isn't for me and stops than the one who pushes himself through it and still ends up miserable. Well, I think I respect both of your guys' answers. And obviously with AI and the job market and everything is crumbling, just do something. Have some sort of goal in mind and make goals so small that are achievable, but are making you work towards that big goal, whatever it is.
I'm going to say something that might like blow your mind, but I think the biggest thing, and your slogan, restore interaction. If you talk to people and gain those connections, you can find so many opportunities through people. I mean,
dude,
yeah, like literally, you need to go to school to like be a doctor or something, but like if you have somewhat like knowledge towards something, and if you have a connection with someone and they trust you, like they can teach you
That's
some
your
stuff.
end, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just restore interaction.
Yeah.
Right?
Store.
That's
Store.
it's huge
Do it.
because like think about it. Like there's some people that fill a backpack up and hop on a plane, travel across the world, nothing, right? But they find people, right? And those people lead to amazing things. You know, you'll have people that will let you stay at their house, complete strangers, right? And, you know, building those connections are just people, you know, just get out there and find what you want to do and, you know, find those connections and all the opportunities will come to you no matter what you want to do in the life.
Yeah.
Like,
I love that. I love that. And that's the whole theme of this, you know, restoring interaction. How many 22-year-olds are sitting around a table having this real conversation on a Saturday night? Most of them are probably drunk and passed out right now.
Yeah.
But that was beautiful. Riley, Kareem, thank you so much for visiting.
No problem,
Thank you for
bro.
sitting down.
It's been fun.
It has been
it's
fun.
awesome.
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry.
No, you're good.
Move out here soon.
All right, I got a red eye.